marketing a basketball program at the interscholastic level for high school and middle school involves a lot of things today. One area that we look at in our program is marketing basketball to our youth. We know that our youth today have as many opportunities to do a lot of things with their free time. There's a lot of distractions, some of them good, some of them bad. And so we want to make sure that the kids in our community know what Excelsior Springs basketball is all about and what you can learn besides the game of basketball and how special it is to be a part of our program. And so we want to try to make those connections as much as we can. We do a lot of different things throughout the year. Obviously, in the off season, we have our Excelsior Springs Junior Tiger Basketball Club, which is a group that meets with volunteer coaches in our school 1 to 2 times a week. They sometimes organize and play competitively on their own on the weekends, and that has just got kicked off, going into its second season next year. We also put on a number of clinics and camps by our program, so not only can players get great quality instruction, but at the same time make connections with our current players and staff. We also establish different academic programs with our feeder elementary schools and our middle school. With our elementary schools, we do a reading tour during our season, and at various times we go to our 3 different elementary schools and we have a reading share time with different elementary students, and we have reading promotional posters done by a select few of our players. And I think it's a really great moment for the students to get to identify some of our varsity athletes, and then also for our varsity athletes to share the strong tie that we have between academics and athletics at the high school level. And so that's a great opportunity for us also to market our program and invite people to come to our games and to be able to identify players in our program. In addition to that, that goes along with both of those two, is having the ability to hire great staff to our program. That's a marketing tool in and of itself. I've had the opportunity to hire some new staff members in the last 4 years, and it makes all the difference. I try to focus on being a kid magnet and hiring staff who are kid magnets as well, and that makes a huge difference. I think one of my philosophies is how are successful teachers successful, and those same people, I'm guessing, are also going to be successful coaches, and that comes down to relationships. If you have a great relationship with the person that's teaching you something, you're more apt to learn and respect what they're bringing to you, and the same thing's true with coaching. And so having the opportunity to hire great staff members will further your program's mission, and will be kid magnets and draw people to our program, which is a good thing. We try to get all of our different programs involved with as much exposure events as possible. Our varsity plays in a couple of different tournaments. They play in a holiday shootout at a community college. In the summertime, they play in a lot of different shootouts and summer events. They have a traveling team event for the varsity team. They typically go up to the University of Northern Iowa, participate in a team camp up there, and that's something they always look forward to. But on the same token, it also allows other people to see Excelsior Springs Tigers across people's chest outside of this town, and so that they realize that, hey, they're doing some things there to turn the program around, and that's something that they share with their friends, and lo and behold, it makes it back to people in our community, and that's something for us to be proud of. That our name means something positive outside of this town. Then we have exposure events within our community. Our varsity team will have team meals here in town. They will go to a UMKC basketball game together. And then, we also do other team events, like attend as many middle school games that we can go to as a team and support our younger teams, which makes a huge difference for those youth players. But it's also really fun for our older players to kind of relive their younger moments and those kinds of things. And it's just neat to see their maturity. And of course, we get a lot of exposure. Parents notice us and attending those games, and they're really happy to see that connection, that there's this bond among grades of players. That's an important piece of marketing our program and what it's all about, that it's not these single years that are unconnected to each other, that really we are a community, and that the school is the focus of our community, and within that, during the wintertime, we want the boys basketball team to be a big part of that community, and we want it to tie community members together and give them a reason to come to our school, whether they have a child or a family member in our basketball program or not. And then I think one other aspect that is now a really new element is just media in general and how we use it. Of course, we have a team website, estigerbasketball.com, which has our coaches' biographies, our schedules, our up-to-date results. Everybody's online today, it seems like, and so it's a great access piece for players and parents and people from out of town and so forth. As well as we have a Twitter account, we have a Facebook page that people can check out, current team photos and things like that. And it's just a great way, for the youth of our country, but really people of all ages, are using social media today very regularly. And so we would be foolish not to identify those things and use those towards our advantage of getting out what we're trying to do. We're very proud of what we do. We're proud of what we stand for, and we want people to know it. We don't want to have a season slip behind the scenes during the winter months. We want people to know about who we are and what we stand for, and we don't want people to judge us by our wins and losses. I mean, obviously, we want to have a winning program, no question. But I think when if you stand for more than just winning, it sends a really positive message to people that there's a lot more things that you can get by being part of a team, being part of a program. I think one of the things by marketing just in general, our guys really start to learn about being unselfish and putting others first. Obviously, being part of a basketball team it's a big part of it. There's only 5 players on the floor at the same time, and one of the things that I'm seeing happening continually is the amount of people who are playing basketball is increasing, but the amount of minutes in a game are the same. And so obviously it's getting more and more competitive, and that leads to improvement. But making people aware that we want it to be as competitive as possible to win championships. And I think marketing is a big piece of it. It's a big piece of it to be informational, to be persuasive, all of the above. So marketing is a very important tool that can be utilized by a high school basketball program today.